What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So it was kind of a quiet weekend in regards to, markets and whatnot. No big crazy news. You had your little Warren Buffett shindig, things like that, but nothing real huge. Hope everyone had a fabulous weekend. We're going to kind of talk about what's going on in the markets. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to see what's going on. So obviously everything's down a bit in the red, but remember 10 o'clock is where we watch for a real sign of which way the market's going. Oftentimes the market reverses at 10 o'clock. So if it's red right now, it could flip and start going the opposite direction at 10. So we want to keep a close eye on that. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones real quick. So this is what I was looking at as the resistance, right? This trend line we broke over here. We did break up past it. So right now we have the 200 EMA about 41.8-ish. But I do believe we will come back down, break these levels, and continue down. But how high it will go, that's the question. Will we make another high? It's possible. I don't think that's going to happen, but anything's possible, right? Same thing, right? Well, let's go back over here. Let's throw our fibs on this. On the Dow Jones, right? From the top to the bottom. And so that 41.8 would line up with the golden pocket zone. Now remember on Bitcoin, which we're going to take a look at that golden pocket zone. What happened when we hit that? What did I say would most likely happen? All last week I talked about it. We'll talk about what's going on there here in a minute. We will get over to Bitcoin and we'll take a look at some altcoins. So let's take a look at S&P. Same thing, getting rejected at the golden pocket. Now, does that mean that's it? It's done? No more. Top is in. No, it doesn't mean that, but it's starting to look a lot like that. You guys all know, most of you that watch the channel, I believe that like the Dow Jones topped in December, everything else topped in March, February, or January, February area. So if we do bounce up, we got the 0.786 fib at 58.68. We are above our trend line here, so technically we can be bullish to about 58.6 unless this trend line is broken at about 55, 53. And Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is interesting because we are approaching this rising wedge, the bottom of it, where we fell out here about, don't forget, guys, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Once we hit 100 likes, I will give you guys a promo code. I'll put it in the chat for Prime XBT. If you don't have an account with them, make sure you sign up because this promo code will give you a free $200, no deposit required, $200 in your account to trade. You can't withdraw the 200, but anything you win off it, you can withdraw. So make sure you smash that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to get notified when I post new videos. Let's get back into it. So this matches right up with the golden pocket, also would be the bottom of that channel. So that's something we're going to watch really closely. All right, so my trades, Prime XBT. I think Wednesday, I didn't do a video Thursday and Friday. So I told you guys I had an appointment Thursday and I would make a video Friday. But it was a doctor appointment that I had Thursday and I had to do some tests on Friday, so wasn't able to do it. And I kind of took a break for the weekend. So back to it. Let's take a look at where I'm at with that trade now. I think I was at like 50,000, 51,000 profit when I showed you on Friday. We'll take a look at it now. We're up another 15,700, so we're at 66,000. Now remember, about 2 months ago, we made this account with $7,000. We've already pulled 20,000 in profit out. And now this is what we're still up, 66,000. Now, currently, I'm in a risky, very risky trade. We're 10 Bitcoin short, so almost $1 million short. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking risk because this is all house money right now, right? So like I said, we started it with 7,000. We already pulled 20,000 out. Do the math. If you can't do the math, you shouldn't be trading. Anyways, let's take a look at, so you can still get a huge bonus if you sign up using my link. I'm trying to get it back to 100% deposit bonus, but those of you that did that while it was valid, it's still valid because you can use that for 14 days from the time you activate it, any deposits you make, just to let you guys know. Also, if you got this, the best thing about Prime, right, is you can trade traditional markets, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything all from one exchange. Yeah. Now, if you're the type that is more into just crypto and meme coins and other things like that, I also have a link for BITUNIX down below. You get some bonuses for signing up using my link also. That's no VPN, no KYC. And yeah, so if you guys can see this, I don't know if you can. Here's my trades, right? So 10 Bitcoin short. So you guys know there's 2 here, 111. They are all into profit now. If you guys remember, I talk about laddering into trades, and I told you if this continued up, I would keep entering shorts, which I did all the way up here. My last 2 were entered at about 97,200. So far, so good. I'll keep you guys updated on it. And here is our main chart. I don't know who this is or why. Oh, that's my guy that's putting in the pool. Damn it. I've been trying to get a hold of this guy. All right. Back. Focus, focus, focus. So, Bitcoin. If you guys were watching this 4-hour trend line right here on the RSI, once this broke and got rejected, I told you guys, I think that was it, right? We did get one more high, came up and retested again right here. But I told you, if it got up above here, right, I said you might see some wicks above, and if we put this in the daily, that's all you seen, right? Oh shoot, let's go back. I gotta go back to the 4-hour and let that shoot the 4-hour, and I'm gonna let this go over to the daily chart also, so when we go over the daily. But I told you we can wick above that as long as we don't open and close above, which we didn't. We wicked above, just like I explained. Go back and watch last week's video. I talked about it all week, right? I said I would be entering more shorts in here. I'd expect this, if it did get up there, just to be a wick. And I told you guys, I'm 1,000 times, if not more. If it goes up, expect a wick above, and I will be entering shorts. I told you guys that. So anyways, I'm 10 Bitcoin short right now. If we look at it on the daily, we can move this trend line on the daily, right? Because the 4-hour obviously is different lows and highs, but we broke. It broke down, right? Right here, we broke down. That is a break of the trend, both in the RSI and in the, let me go back to the 4-hour. I gotta keep the 4-hour lines, 4-hour lines, right? So there we go. That broke. What is the measured move here? Well, if we look at this as a rising channel, right? Our measured move should be the width of the channel. And we bring it over to where it broke. That should get us back down to about 87.5 to 88.5, right? That would be where I would expect a relief rally bounce, whatever you want to call it. Taking a look at, oh, this is, what is this? This is just a, what happened here? This was my daily chart, wasn't it? Man, I got this all mixed up here. Okay. Well, let's take a look here. I'm going to draw those trend lines, the daily trend lines on here now. So this is your daily chart, right? We're breaking below the EMAs now. So far we've broken the 8. We have not broke the 13 yet. Those of you that watch my channel know that I love the EMAs. Oh, we're at 44 likes, guys. Get to 100 likes and I will put the $200 promo code in the chat. First one to use it gets it. All right, let's draw our trend line here. And those of you that watch my channel also know I like to use the wicks, not the bodies and the wicks. Like you'll see some people draw through the bodies, use the wicks where they want, use the body where they want, but they're never consistent. Either use the bodies or the wicks. Don't mix it up. You're gonna screw yourself most likely in the long run. So here, let's clone this line and see if the tops match. No, not really. Not really. So I don't want to use that as a channel, right? But we could still put this like this, take the widest point, right? Which would be right here. So if we take the widest point on here, this will give us on the daily, right? We'll take a look at the altcoins here in a minute too, guys. That gets you about 86 to 87. So keep an eye on them levels unless it breaks back above this 96.8. Let's say 97. If it breaks above 97, then that'll invalidate getting back down to these lows. Yeah. We're also going to draw that same trend line, right? Right there. So you can see on the daily what happened. Let's go here. Yep. So we hit the trend line twice. Third time, broke through on the daily, came back up for a retest, and now we're continuing down. Now, if we stop right here, this is the daily, right? But if it is to stop right here, so if we remain here, nothing happens all day, we get a hidden bullish divergence. We get a lower low. And actually, if it was right here, it would be an exaggerated divergence, right? Bullish, nevertheless, but it's the daily chart. We got 10 hours to go, so we'll see what happens there. Let's go over to, so this was huge, right? And I've been talking about this for a while. And actually, here's the one I showed you, and was talking about a possible wick above, which we got, right? Now, this trend line on the daily is what we've been watching. If you're trading this, or if you belong to our Discord, which is a link down below. But as you can see, we got 2 touches. Once we broke, we knew we were super bearish here. Now we come up, we're bounced, we're testing that area again. We've had wicks below it. If it's able to hold, then we could stay bullish, but that lines up with the 13 EMA. Today's going to be a big deal to see where, well, this week is going to be a big deal. If we put this on the weekly, let me see if that trend line stays there. Yeah, so this weekly is going to be a big deal, right? So last week we opened and closed a candle above it. So we're going to have to see what happens there. This week, if we break down and close below here, then we're weekly bearish again. But right now, looking at this, it's possibly saying that we're bullish for the weekly chart. I know this sounds confusing to you, and I wish there was a way to tell you there was a definite one way or the other. What I'm doing is showing you what I'm seeing in the charts, what I'm watching for, and I'm showing you my trades, guys. So here is the bullish count that we've had forever as a possibility. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but this would be our 5th wave in the making right now, and that would get us up to that 125 to 135 level if we're bullish here, right? I'm not convinced. I still think this is most likely something of this form, right? A finished 5-wave structure. And you can count, if you see the blue waves within, so you have 5 waves within 1, you have ABC correction, 5 waves within 3, ABC correction, 5 waves within 5, extended 5th wave, looking for an ABC correction. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. We'll see what happens though. This is still looking just like it looked over here, right? So right now, let's look at this and you tell me, right? You tell me. So looking right here, a lot of people back then, I remember this clear as day. You're at a lower low in the RSI, a higher low in the price action right here, right? That was hidden bullish divergence. But what did we get? We got more downside after a pop up, right? Right here. Just like we're getting right now. We got this pop up. Let me circle it so you guys can see it. This one here, right? That was our and right here at 48,000, everybody was screaming $200,000 Bitcoin. Everybody. And there's where we're at now. And here's what it's looking like. Now, doesn't have to happen, but it's something to watch for, guys. I'm just showing you what I see in the charts. It's just basically looking like a repeat, right? Except there are people talking about the repeat being we are after this one, we're here, right? And going up for one more high, which is definitely a possibility. I'm not saying it's not, but I think it's more like this here. We made our first high here, second high here, and then our, our dip, our relief rally, and now we go down from here. In my opinion, that's what I think is going to happen. We'll see. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Here's our daily chart, right? We are back below right now. Our resistance level here is 95.4, which is our old support, right? Which obviously you get wicks above and below, but that is what I'm looking at. And I'm trying to see if there's any divergence here. Watch for the RSI on the daily. If you have this chart, to come back for a retest here. Right around that area. 54, 54 and a half. That will be something to watch. Let's take a look at Solana. So Solana looks like that could be it. Remember, I put this on here. Let me widen this so you can see it. So I was showing you this higher high here, and we made a lower high here, bearish, hidden bearish divergence, and it's in a downtrend. Hidden bearish is very strong in a downtrend. It does look like that played out. Like I said, it could still go higher, and you're still going to make it. So if this winged up and done one more high and got us to the oversold, might get us to this level. I doubt it, but it's possible. And that would create more of an exaggerated divergence, right? But as of right now, this does look like it's most likely turning over and coming down. XRP, same thing, below all the EMAs here. It was unable to flip the 55. The price did, but the 8, 13, and 21 were not able to flip the 55 EMA. So we remain bearish on XRP, looking for somewhere between this 150, right around the 150 range, right? A retest of this. And if that breaks, then we look for down to 30, 40, maybe even 20 cents. We'll see what happens there. I know a lot of people are going to hate hearing that. People always hate that, especially if they're not traders and they're just holding, right? They hate hearing their coin isn't going to go up forever. Well, news flash. A lot of these coins are garbage and will eventually just dissipate into nothing. Most of the people that sit and scream, they're all about Solana, all about whatever. Yeah, you can be about that temporarily, but that shit will go away. There'll be a new coin in the next 3 to 4 years that will crush it. Ethereum was God's gift to crypto for the longest time. They always get washed away with some new tech that doesn't stick around. And all it is hype on this stuff, guys. And now you got a administration in on it. Big people. So it's all, I don't know. It's disgusting. That's all I got to say. Ethereum, so we got to bounce right on our bounce point where we thought. Remember, this is still looking pretty bearish here for Ethereum. Now, it could get up to these 2300 level, maybe even 24, depending on how long. But either way, this is still super bearish. I would expect this to break at some point. Could be weeks, could be days, could be months. Can't tell you the timing, but once this 1500 breaks, we're looking for about 690-ish for the next decent bounce. And then it may bounce all the way back up here, get a good bounce, and then come back down. We'll see. Litecoin. So Litecoin almost retested where we want. There's the 200 EMA, 93.22. So now this trend line moves up to about 94.50. That would be, let's see, that would create some divergence there, bearish divergence. Could get another push up to that level before coming down, so keep an eye on that. Tesla, that was possibly a finished fifth wave, and then we'll get an ABC. Let's see where this is. No divergence there. Tesla, I still believe we'll see a $40 to $50 Tesla. In the best case scenario, we come back down to this 151 and get a massive bounce. But keep an eye on this. Once this trend line on the bottom here, once this 151 breaks, your next support level is 106 and then 42. We did that back here too. I believe this time might be a little more crushing because I believe traditional markets are ready to crash. Like people just don't want to accept how bad the crash could be, right? Yeah, let's see what happens. So this is the weekly. We had our weekly cross right here. I had warned you guys on the MACD on the weekly shit way back in December that it was going to, and then January it did. And you can see what happened the last cross here. Now, This could flip bullish on the weekly. It's possible. But a lot of times after that big move, like right here, right? If we go back to here, we did the same thing here. So we had our cross, and the cross was actually a little before on the MACD. And once it topped here, we were still crossed, right? It doesn't turn red again until we get back down here. So we could still flip a green dot on the MACD right here and not get any higher and continue down. So be careful there, or it just deflects from here. Kind of depends on what traditional markets do as of right now. And I think that's really about it for them coins. We can go over some altcoins or some stocks if you guys want to. I know a lot of you have been watching certain stocks and having me go over them, things like that. And I need to drink some coffee. Shit coins are like mopeds, fun to ride, but don't want to get caught taking a fall on one. Right on. All right, guys. 63 likes, 40 more likes, and you get your $200 promo code. BITUNIX kicked me off the exchange because I live in Dubai. I don't think it's because you live in Dubai. You might want to talk with, make sure you're with the official BITUNIX for one, and talk to him. What's up, Adam? Yeah, I don't think Dubai. I think you can trade anywhere or do anything in Dubai. It doesn't matter. So yeah, you might want to check with BITUNIX. Make sure you're with official BITUNIX. If you use my link, that will take you to the official BITUNIX page. Can you please check Algo? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Algo. Algo, US dollar. All right, so, well, there you go. That was my last time I went over Algo. I gave you this target, right? From here was just a measured move down from there. We hit it. So if you were paying attention, you did good off Algo. Did you get the bounce? I don't know. But as of right now, it does look like it's making a... Let's go into the 4 hour. Go into the 4 hour here and... Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't look... This looks bearish as hell. It looks like it's going to continue down. See what happens here. It's got to break this level here around the 20 cent, 21 cent. I'd say 21 cents. It had to break that to be bullish again. Otherwise, it does look like... You know what? Let me do this. This will be your next target here. It continues down from here. $17.93. Where's it at? $19.75. So not a huge move, but if you look at the RSI here, it's definitely pretty low. But you can see here, it came down, bounce. It takes a while. Let the RSI reset and come back down. So the RSI could come back up a little bit before resetting. Algo, let's see, PLTR stock. All right, let's take a look. I don't know what that is. Go to stock, Nasdaq. Ooh, looks like a double top. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Actually, let me put it on the daily. I don't want to look at that big of a thing on the 4 hour. Oh, no, it's almost divergence, not quite. This might have some more upside. Let me take a look at this. What was the last? Okay. So if we break the high, then this changes. Otherwise, we talked about this coming back down to this level here, the 1-to-1. But let's see. what were we looking at? This is A, B, C. Oh, that's what we were looking at. So that was not what happened. All right, let's take a look. I keep this target out. Let's see. Man, this is kind of funky. So basically the same thing, but the opposite direction. This looks like now. So if we go from this low, so it does look like it may make a new high, but I think it's going to be a, I don't know what the company is, so I don't know, but if it goes to the 1-to-1, so you're going to have two targets. You're going to have the 1-to-1 extension way up here if the high breaks, right? If the high breaks. And then you're going to have, that's the 1.27, and then you have the 1-to-1 extension. Yeah, there's the two targets I would look for a reversal at. So if you break the 128.15, you're most likely going to head up to the 145-ish. If it breaks this high. If it can't break the high, then obviously we all know down from here, right? And there's another way to look at that. You could look at this as a wave 1. And then this being 2, because 2 can retrace all the way up to 100%. This one didn't quite go 100%. But if that was the case, and this is a giant wave 1, right? 1, 2. Your third wave would be somewhere. What is this? Can you tell me what this is? What's PLTR? And then I'll check quant for you. What's up, Blocky? What's up, Baron the Boss Lady? How you doing, brother? Did you decide to get yourself a mini skid yet? Let's see. Let me gotta find my, there it is. So what if it doesn't make a new high, which I doubt. It looks like it's gonna make a new high, but if it doesn't, then you're looking at something like this, right? Going way back down to the lows. But again, that doesn't have to happen. So has this stock done this stuff before? It's an AI company. Okay, that makes sense. It came about in 2020. Well, I think all AI, I don't know. I think it's time for AI to slow down for sure, because I believe it's just like a technical bubble. So there were companies out there, that may have been one of them, right? That were just a failing company, and then they put AI in their name and said they're doing something with AI, and then all of a sudden their shit boosted back up. I mean, it's just a game. Same like crypto. Anyone who knows charts knows the pattern. What are you talking about? Real Lamper Paling? Denny OC have something to do with AI. Have some U.S. defense contracts. Look at the 1st of May in 21. First of May in 21. Right here you're talking about? That's what you think it's doing, you're saying? The government has contracts with PLTR. The government has contracts with a lot of fake shit. Have you ever noticed that they have contracts with shit that don't even exist, right? It's someone's bank account. That means absolutely nothing, right? So, okay, here's a good one. So, a friend of mine, that doesn't mean it's going to play out exactly, though, real. I mean, it could, but it doesn't mean that. Especially if markets fail, like I believe they will. And this will probably end up being a wash. But anyways, so I have a guy I know that he likes investing gold and silver and all kinds of stuff like that. And we talk quite a bit. I actually haven't talked to him in a little while. But I was talking to him about investing. He does some investing in some groups, right? That they get together and they invest in buildings, right? And they rent those buildings in a contract to the government, right? and it's usually 10, 15, 20-year contracts, and they make a shit ton of money off them, right? But now they're going in and stopping this, right? Because it was not that he was swindling, but the groups, obviously somebody just knew somebody in the government could get contracts to rent these buildings and not even really use them, right? So there's a lot of that shit going on. And if, which I'm starting not to believe, Doge can actually do something about that stuff, maybe it'll stop. But I haven't seen no arrests. I've seen nothing but backing off now. You know, everything started gung-ho and looked like it was going to do something and ain't done shit. And don't look like it's doing shit. 74 likes, guys. You need 26 more likes to get the $200 promo code. With AI trading, it's going to be more exact. I don't believe that. So it'll be more panic or more FOMO. That's it. It'll exaggerate the move. AI will exaggerate the move like a mofo, because it'll just be not only human emotion, but AI pushing it even further than human emotion, because human emotion will push it past that support line or that resistance line, and then it moves faster and harder. Call Doge. But yeah, they're already getting those shut down. That's what I mean. It's very weird. So yeah, it's so weird. We get stuck right at 100 viewers, 90 to 100 viewers, and then it's like YouTube just stops. It won't tell anybody else. Really weird. Really weird. But I appreciate you guys stopping in. If you could just share the video. Like, we're going to do these live streams for now on. I think I'm going to stick with the morning streams like right now and do a, let me know. Do you like the morning streams, or do you think I should start doing a morning recorded video, or do you like the live streams? Just curious. HODL is best real. Yeah, in a way, unless we see this, right? Explain, and I believe wholeheartedly that this is a 100-year cycle that we are about to witness this, right? And like you said, AI, do you think AI, if they're trading, don't know this pattern, right? So you want to talk about AI and their patterns. I'm just saying, look at this pattern on the 100-year cycle, right? For the Dow Jones. Let me get this stuff out of the way. So if the AI knows this pattern, it knows that it's about a wrap, right? We get this stuff out of the way so you can see it. I believe wholeheartedly in patterns, and I do believe we are in a 100-year bubble, and it's not only a housing bubble like 2008 or a tech bubble like 2000. This is a everything bubble and a debt bubble. Debt bubble will be the worst, because what happens when people don't pay their debts? Even the debtor, right? The person that loaned the money, the banks, then they start going under. It's going to be rough. I like the lives. Timing for me is perfect. I'm usually in my office doing estimates until lunch. Right on, Denny. Adam, I'm trying to figure out a schedule. It's just tough. Like I said, I'm getting back into it. I got myself burned out once, and I'm trying not to get to that point again, which I'm not close to burned out right now, but I know how it can creep up on you. I've done it. If you look at all the years in tandem, all the way back, year after year, having looks the same. Year before looks the same. I agree on the debt point 100%. Yeah. Did you put your boat in? I did not. I actually, it's gonna be rainy here the next few days, but I'll be getting it in within the next week for sure. I had to take it to another marina over the winter to get it repaired. I had one of the fuel pumps was cracked, so it was leaking fuel. Whenever I put my motor down, it would put oil in the water. Or gassed. You do you 100, but just saying, I'll be watching most times if you're live. Right on. Great Depression will never happen, buddy. The one, he must be a pro. You understand? You like can foresee the future and stuff. How do you think a Great Depression won't happen? That's what I want to know. How do you think it won't happen? Why won't it happen? Curious. How's the golf game? Raining, man. I've golfed, I think, 3 times so far. And how is it though? I suck. I used to play years ago a lot more, but I haven't really played a lot. I'm trying to get back in the groove. I know if you stay consistent and golf a couple times a week, usually your game gets a whole lot better. So that's what I'm working on. But again, we're getting rain up the ass, and I still have to go out and brush hog. These weeds are growing like freaking. I could literally put a camera on them and watch the damn shit grow. It's crazy. If Ethereum raises staking limit, it's over. That means more Ethereum gets made than sold. Its supply is unlimited. They need a way higher burn rate. I think our IRS already happening, at least here in Canada. Depression and government reliance will be at all-time highs. That's what a Great Depression does, right? It gets everybody to their knees, and then the government can say, hey, we're going to do this to help you, but we got to do this, this, and this. Basically take rights away, things like that. And they got to get the public to their knees before they can push their next move, right? And that's what I believe is coming. 100%. We're going to get a bounce in gold or the top end. Let's take a look. I mean, it's still possible we get up to, like I said, up to that 37.65, which is a 0.1618, right? I believe that's still a possibility. We're lingering right around that support and resistance level at 32.36. So as long as we're above 31.85, it's still possible we get up to that 37.65. Once we break below that 31.85, I think that it's then I believe the top is in. Same throughout history. Real said, oh yeah. Yeah, it is the same throughout history, right? This is a 100-year cycle, dude. That's what it is. That's what we're seeing. If I was the PTB, first thing I would do is make the opposition so I control it. Right. Dead on. But anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? Or no? Yes, no, maybe so. The trade's still doing good, still up 15,000. On this current trade, we're at 65,000 total. And remember, this is all house money. We've already taken out 20,000. We started the account with 7, so we actually took out 13,000 profit plus our initial money. So it's all house money. That is the funnest way to trade. You can be a little more risky, a little more crazy if you choose. But I don't advise anybody to trade risky with their own money if they haven't made any money yet. Star Wars Day, Fortnite, that's about it. Population 1. Anybody in here play Population 1? That is my absolute favorite game, only game I play. I'll tell you where all the money is right now, nerd shit. Lost a few bucks betting on the Formula 1 races, right? I didn't even know people bet on that. I mean, I guess I would guess they did, but I've never seen anybody bet on the Formula 1s. Setting up monitors, getting ready for the pop. Talking about the bubble pop, Jesse. 11 more likes, guys. We are almost there. Did we get a 10 o'clock reversal? I didn't even notice. Let's go to the Dow. What's the Dow doing? Oh, it did. It tried to reverse at 10 o'clock. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart and look at 10 o'clock. Where's 10 o'clock? So 10 o'clock. Actually, no. It actually went down right there. So we're just lingering right here. Interesting. Where's it at for the day? Down 75 for the day. S&P's down 32. Nasdaq's down 127. I hear you, man. Anyone bet the Derby? I did not bet the Derby. Figures, comics, cards, find them at thrift stores all day. You know, that's funny, real, because I bought some unopened cards the other day. Me and a friend of mine, his wife and my wife, we all went out. We take road trips, right? We go take road trips and go look at weird shit or do weird shit or whatever. And we went to this antiques place and I bought a bunch of unopened baseball cards just for the hell of it. And every once in a while, I'll grab some and open them up, and look through them. But just a gamble, right? And not a lot. You know, I didn't spend a whole shit ton, but just something fun to do also. You know, you might run into some cool ones. Wednesday, Powell chat BS. Yeah. Eventually, right, no matter what they do or say, it's not going to help, right? Once people are getting rid of shit, they can't buy enough to. So when companies are dumping shares of everything and everybody's dumping shares to a point, the Fed can't do their little buy the debt and keep quantitative easing. That shit will come to an end, right? And I think that's a big part of what's going to cause this to keep crashing, right? Is the interference. Man, to get rid of the Fed would be awesome. To have a real free market, because it's not a free market if somebody's adjusting rates and doing weird shit. It's just not. This market is a freaking hoax anymore. It is not a free market. I repeat, it is not a free market. The Fed shouldn't be able to change anything. The Fed shouldn't even be here. We should be on a gold standard. And we should have higher rates. It should cost a lot of money to borrow money, period. That's what makes a strong dollar. Otherwise, this shit's just falling apart. I'm heavy buying Fortnite figures and Minecraft shit for long-term hold. Nostalgia for childhood stuff sells. I think when rich people get money, what do they want? Buy collectibles. Yeah, it's like cars, right? So I'm surprised sports cards sell so well online. Right now, anything He-Man, TMT, G.I. Joe, Pokemon, it's crazy. Off the grid is Web3 battle royal type game. Yeah, so what was I going to say? What'd you say about... yeah, just like cars, right? So when my father-in-law passed away, my mother-in-law, he had I forget what it was. Oh, anyway, we got the 68 Cutlass. I bought that off of her convertible, but she had some older cars that she had to have sold, and they were in the 50s. One was a convertible Ford 51. Was it 51 Ford? I think it was a 51 Ford Fairlane convertible. But we had to take it, obviously, to an auction place that sells the old cars, right? And I was talking to the guy in there, and he was saying that. He was saying you would think, you know, these old cars, the super old cars aren't selling for what they used to because that generation, right, that bought them isn't buying cars anymore. They were looking for, like, 88 Monte Carlo SS, and you know, when technology first started getting into cars in the mid to late 80s, that's what they were looking for, and that was almost 10 years ago. So now they're probably looking for 90s cars. I have a friend that was talking about the other day, he wanted a 98 Talon because that was one of his favorite cars he had, and he can't find one. And it's the reason he can't find one, I think, is because they were throwaway junk cars, but he really liked the car. So yeah, kids nowadays aren't really into cars. Yeah, kids nowadays don't even want to drive, man. Man, I'm having a hard time selling my 69 Cuddy and 50 Ford right now. Nothing but low value offers. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. I had a 64 Malibu when I was younger. Nice. Malibu pretty much looked just like the Impala, right? I think one of my favorite cars when I was younger, I had a 80 TA. I also had a 90 or 86. Both of them with shaker hoods. Both of them with T-tops. Just tuning in, shorting since 95.5. Let's roll. Right on. Yeah, I'm in 10. I shorted 10 Bitcoin throughout my ladder, and this is what I did. You can see all of these where I laddered in my shorts. As I stated I would, right? Told you guys I'd been laddering the higher we got. So I've been doing. We're up 14,000 on these current trades, right? I'd target 91K. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at, 90 to 91. I showed it here earlier. Could go all the way down to this 87, 88 range. But I was kind of looking at this as just a wait, let me go over to a clear chart, clean chart. Where's the daily? Right here. So kind of just looked at it like this, right? The widest point to where it broke. Get us down to about, it could go as low as the 86 range. But yeah, 91, 92. The 55 EMA is about 89. 21 EMA is about 92. So those are definitely some areas of interest to watch. You need 3 more likes, guys. Damn, you did it today. I'm a Pontiac guy. When time is right, want a GTO. Yeah, I love the GTOs, man. Always did. Always loved the GTOs, like late 60s. I like the GTOs that had the covered headlights. I don't know what year it was, 69 maybe. But if anyone's interested in a 1968 Cutlass convertible, all the interior, everything's fresh. The convertible top is damn near new. The motor got rebuilt probably 1,500, maybe 2,000 miles ago. Nice car. 67 Postco. It does have the 440 bumper, but it's a 350, just so you know. 69 judges. Yes. Badass. Always love those cars, man. My Cuddy's a 350, yeah. Yep, mine too, same. Hold on a second, I had to write this stuff down. Just started checking out Prime XBT, currently trading on Kraken. Option left says PX Trader for me, where it says CFD trading for you on the left. What do you mean? Because you're probably not on CFD trading. You could switch it, right? So right here, futures, here's CFD. Still want a 70 model T-Bird. Yeah, my wife's husband liked the, what was it? I think it was like a 57 T-Bird or something around there. He loved that car. Says PX Trader. Weird difference. Yeah, that is weird. Maybe it's your location or where you're at or something. As a Holly Carb, Elderbrock performance headers and intake. Pretty much same setup I got, man. Pretty much same thing. It's a heavy car. It rides like a boat, man. It's kind of I like it. It's comfortable. Doesn't ride as stiff as nowadays cars, but if you hit a big enough bump and they bottom out, it hurts. Yeah, it was done right. So I used to play with motors a lot when I was younger, but never, I don't know. I played with my own stuff, right? Me and my brother, he's playing in his garage, doing all kinds of shit to my cars and his cars. But um, my father-in-law was a true motorhead. Let me know who got that code too. I'm curious to see in there. 69 Camino 296. The 296 was a good motor, man. 396. No, the 396. My brother had a Camaro SS with 396. The freaking pistons were like this big, huge. Adam didn't get it. So whoever got it ain't gonna tell us. Nobody's gonna tell us who did it, who got it. Why didn't anybody else ever tell us? He isn't it? Well, you guys rock. Thanks for tuning in. I love chit-chatting with you guys about... It's nice to know. I think I got some... Most of our viewers are around my age. I mean, not that I don't want, you know... I like to be able to sit and bullshit with you guys and kind of reminisce, right? That's one of the things I love about Google and now AI. Anyone can do any work with step-by-step guides. Yeah, pretty crazy. Although certain things are crazy to try to fix on cars. But anyways, take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash that like button. Leave your comments. If you're watching this video after live, leave your comments. Let me know what you would like to hear on the videos. And take it easy, guys. I'm out. I appreciate each and every one of you guys.